Good morning. Lecture 3, Validity. I am XTAYEVA Farida Ismatullahevna, a senior teacher of Bukhara State Pedagogical Institute. Lesson outline for today. Test validity, purpose of measuring validity, methods of measuring validity, relationship between validity and reliability, and conclusion. At the end of a lecture, I will give you references which you will use in future. So validity, what is validity itself? Validity is the degree of which an instrument selection, process, statistical technique, or test measures what is it supposed to measure. Cook and Campbell, 1979, defined validity as the appropriateness or correctness of inferences, decisions, or descriptions made about individuals, groups, or institutions from the result. Test validity. First, it will found by Howell's 1992 views of validity of the test is a valid test must measure specifically what is it intended to measure. Test validity means validating the use of a test in a specific context, such as college, admission, or placement into a course. When determining the validity of a test, it's important to study the test results in the setting in which they are used. Purpose of measuring validity. Purpose of measuring validity are designed, tests are designed to measure skills, abilities, or traits that are and are not directly observable. Validity refers to the accuracy of an assessment, indications of how well an assessment actually measures what it's supposed to measure. Methods of measuring validity. Here are 5 types of validity. First one, content validity, construct validity, criterion validity, concurrent validity, predictive validity. Content validity evidence involves the degree to which the content of the test matches a content domain associated with the construct. Non-statistically type of validity that involves the systematic examination of the test content to determine whether it covers a representative sample of the behavior domain to be measured. With respect to educational achievements tests, a test is considered content valid when the proportion of the material covered in the test approximates the proportion of material covered in the course. Types of content validity. There are 2 types of content validity. Face validity. Whether a test appears to measure a certain criterion, it doesn't guarantee that the test actually measures phenomena in the domain. Face validity is a starting point but should never be assumed to be probably valid for any given purpose, as the experts may be wrong. For example, suppose you were taking an instrument reportedly measuring your attractiveness, but the questions were asking you to identify the correctly spelled word in each list. Not much of a link between the claim of what it is supposed to do and what it actually does. Types of content validity. Advantages and disadvantages given below. If the respondent knows what information we are looking for, they can use that context to help interpret the questions and provide more useful, accurate answers. Disadvantages: if the respondent knows what information we are looking for, they might try to bend and shape their answers to what they think we want. Types of content validity. Curricular validity: the extent to which the content of the test matches the objectives of a specific curriculum as it is formally described. Educationally perspective. Curricular validity means that the content of a test that is used to make a decision about whether a student should be promoted to the next levels should measure the curriculum that the student is taught in schools. Types of content validity. Evaluation. Curricular validity is evaluated by groups of curriculum content experts. The experts are asked to judge the content of the test is parallel to the curriculum objectives and whether the test and curricular emphases are in proper balance. Table of specifications may help to improve the validity of the test. Construct validity. Construct validity is a test's ability to measure factors which are relevant to the field of study. Construct validity refers to the extent to which operationalizations of a construct, practical test development from theory, do actually measure what the theory says that they do. For example, to what extent is an IQ questionnaire actually measuring intelligence? Construct validity occurs when the theoretical construct of cause and effect accurately represents the real-world situation they are intended to model. Construct validity. The construct has some essential properties. First, are abstract summaries of some regularity in nature. Second, related with concrete observable entities. For example, integrity is a construct, cannot be directly observed, yet it is useful for understanding, describing, and predicting human behaviors. Types of construct validity. Convergent validity. Convergent validity refers to the degree to which a measure is correlated with other measures that it is theoretically predicted to correlate with. Example, if scores on a specific mathematics test are similar to students' scores on other mathematics tests, then convergent validity is high. There is a positive correlation between the scores from similar tests of mathematics. Types of construct validity. Discriminant validity. Discriminant validity occurs where constructs that are expected not to relate with each other, such that it is possible to discriminate between these constructs. For example, if discriminant validity is high, scores on a test designed to assess students' skill in mathematics should not be positively correlated with scores from tests designed to assess intelligence. Convergence and discrimination are often demonstrated by correlation of the measure used within constructed. Criterion validity. Evidence involves the correlations between the test and a criterion variable or variables takes as representative of the construct. If the test data and criterion data are collected at the same time, this is referred to as concurrent validity evidence. If the test data is collected first in order to predict criterion data collected at a later point in time, then this is referred to as predictive validity evidence. Example, employee selection tests are often validated against measure of job performance. The criterion and IQ tests are often validating against measures of academic performance. Concurrent validity. Concurrent validity is determined using other existing and similar tests which have been known to be valid as comparisons to a test being developed. There is no other known valid test to measure the range of cultural issues tested for this specific group of subjects. Concurrent validity refers to the degree to which the scores taken at one point correlates with other measures, test, observation, or interview of the same construct that it measured at the same time. Concurrent validity, it is applicable to tests employed for the diagnosis of existing status rather than for the prediction of further outcome. For example, this measures the relationship between measure made with existing test. The existing test is thus the criterion. For example, a measure of creativity should correlate with existing measures of creativity. Predictive validity. Predictive validity is determined by showing how well predictions made from the test are confirmed by evidence gathered at some subsequent time. The criterion measured against this type of validity is important because the outcome of the subject is predicted. This includes correlation with measurements made with different instruments. Predictive validity. If higher scores on the board exams positively correlate with higher GPA in the US, in the universities and vice versa, then the board exams is said to have predictive validity. It was all about predictive validity. Let's move to factors affecting validity. Here is 17 factors about affecting validity. Scoring is subjective, insufficient data collection, too great a variation in the data, inadequate selection of target subjects, complex interaction across constructs, items that do not function as intended, inappropriate selection of construct or measures, inadequate samples. These are all about factors of affecting validity. So let's move to relationship between validity and reliability. Reliability and validity are two different standards used to gauge the usefulness of a test. Reliability is a necessary requirement for validity. Reliability actually puts a cap or limit on validity, and if a test is not reliable, it cannot be valid. Establishing good reliability is only the first part of establishing validity. Reliability is necessary but not sufficient for validity. Reliability actually puts a cap or limit on validity, and if a test is not reliable, it cannot be valid. So conclusion. Overall, we can say that in terms of assessment, validity refers to the extent to which a test content is representative of the actual skills learned and whether the test can allow accurate conclusions concerning achievement. Therefore, validity is the extent to which a test measures what it claims to measure. It's vital for a test to be valid in order for the results to be accurately applied and interpreted. So references the same with our previous lecture: Cambridge Assessment, Cambridge Approach, Cambridge University of Cambridge Local Examination Syndicate, and the website professionalcollegeboard.com, Hired Validity Handbook and Test Validity. It was all about today's lecture, and I want to give you a homework which you will make a table and work on your own validity table, assessing validity table, and present it like a quantitative data. So You should present 5 plus 15 minutes. And good luck for your future teaching process.